Feeling bloated or sluggish after eating? The secret isn't just about what you eat, but it's actually about when you eat as well. In this video, let's explore how this concept of aligning with your body's natural clock can actually boost and improve your digestion. Welcome, my name is Nina Sachs. I am a well-being coach and I'm here to help you take control of your health and your well-being so that you can feel better in your body and have a lot more energy, not just at the start of your day, but throughout the whole of your day. By the end of this video, you're going to know how you can sync your body's natural clock with the natural rhythm that is out there. We are going to be delving into what is known as the Ayurvedic Doshic Clock. When we speak about this Ayurvedic Doshic Clock, you're going to understand what time is the most optimal time for you to have your main meal, how to curb late night cravings, and why eating late at night messes with your sleep. All of this is rooted in Ayurveda. We talk about the three doshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is air and ether. It's light and spacious and expansive. Pitta is the fiery element with a little bit of water, so it's very transformational. It's burning, it's hot, it's fiery. And then Kapha is the water and the earth element combined, which is a lot more rooted and grounded and nurturing and a lot more slow, heavy and dense. So let's see how we can utilize the pros of each of these doshas at the different times of day. We're going to start off at the Pitta time of day, which is round about 10 a.m. till about 2 p.m. In this time, it is known as kind of like the Pitta window. And this is when the sun is the highest. We've got the most amount of bile created in our liver, and bile and enzymes. That means that during that period, your body is geared for digestion. So this is when we want to be having our biggest meal of the day, because it enables you to break down and metabolize your food a lot more easily. What I noticed for myself is that when I moved from a bigger dinner to a bigger lunch, is that I stopped having this post-lunch 3-4 p.m. sluggish dip where you're always craving for something sweet and sugary and just needing a little bit of a snack. So my suggestion for you is to plan your largest meal sometime between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. From about 2 p.m. till sunset, which is around about 6 p.m. depending on the season you are and where you live. But from about 2 p.m. till about sunset, that is the Vata time. It is, again, light and airy and expansive. It's this time for communication. And this is when, if we haven't grounded properly in the Pitta time, this is where it can lead to wanting those snacks to help and ground us a little. The key here is, if you are feeling hungry, is have an earlier, lighter dinner. That means that maybe even your dinner is going to be at 4, 5 o'clock. So have something that is really nurturing and grounding that can help you get that sense of nourishment in there and then. This is why we often suggest having your dinner, your supper at night around sunset time, no later than like 6-7 p.m. Because thereafter, from sunset till about 10 p.m., we move into what is known as the Kapha time of day. Again, this is where things are slowing down. They're becoming a lot denser, a lot heavier. And if we're eating a big meal late at night, your body doesn't have the capacity to break down this food, because now we've moved into denseness and we haven't actually got that fire and the metabolism and the bile in our system to break down a big meal. We can have something light that is maybe a soup or a salad. Our body's still able to break that down, but we're going to struggle with having a big meal. It's literally going to feel like it's a rock sitting in your stomach. From 10 p.m. till about 2 a.m., we move back to the Pitta time of day. And as you may know from life experiences, often if you get past 10 p.m., you get a second win, or especially till 12 p.m., you often get that second win. You've got all this energy. Why? Because you're back in this Pitta time, this fiery time of day. And so what you actually want to be doing is you want to get yourself to bed and asleep by 10 o'clock. So you've used the Kapha energy of this grounded, nurturing energy to really get yourself to fall asleep, so that what can happen then is between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. is that your subconscious, your kind of like your being is able to process your emotions and experience from the day. So it's not to process what you've actually physically eaten, but what you've physically or emotionally or mentally taken in, and you want to use that time to process in your dreams and in your sleep. That then leads me to 2 a.m. till about sunrise, which is often seen as about 6 a.m. depending on, again, season and where you are. And that goes back to Vata time of day, which is this light and airy time. And if you're not asleep or if you have a Vata imbalance, you may notice that literally like 2 a.m., 2:30, 3 a.m. is when you kind of like wake up. And you're like, how did that happen? And it's maybe you've got this Vata imbalance and you want to make sure that you then use grounding practices. What you also want to do is use this energy in the early morning to help you get up. So because it's light and expansive, it's easier to get up just before the breaking of the dawn. And to do a little bit of meditation, maybe do a little bit of a breathing practice, because often if we sleep past sunrise, because from sunrise till about 10 a.m., we now move back into the kapha time of day, and this again is like the heavy and dense. And so if you start pushing the snooze button at like kind of like sunrise time, it's going to help you feel even more lethargic because now you haven't gotten out of bed and gotten yourself going. So what we want to be doing is in this kapha time of day is use the opposite to balance. So we want to do movement, we want to get energized, we want to move this stagnant energy, and we want to get things going. So this is why you want to be doing your morning yoga routine, your workout routine, walking the dogs, whatever it is, first thing in the morning to help you lighten the load and create that light, expansive energy for the rest of the day. So my 3 key tips for you is that when it comes to digestion and making sure that you're not bloated, that you don't have cravings at night, is number 1, make sure that you have your main meal at lunchtime. And even if that means that you're then going to have a little bit of a treat, that you're going to have a nice little nut bar afterwards or a date ball or whatever it may be, do that at lunchtime. You want to have a light and supplementary dinner as early as your schedule allows for you, so that you can have at least, I would say, a good 3 to 4 hours of not really having food in your stomach before you go to sleep, go to bed. Trying to make sure that you really have dinner no later than 7 p.m., ideally somewhere between 5 and 6 p.m. That you are then in bed and asleep by 10 p.m. That may mean you need to get into bed by 9:30 so that you can really wind down and get a good restful sleep. I teach the Doshic Clock and a lot more of the Ayurvedic habits and practices in my 12-month coaching program. So if you would just like a little bit more support and accountability to help you take action and really implement and follow through with these daily habits, then check the descriptions below for my intake form. You can fill that out, you can find out a little bit more about the course, and we can schedule a conversation and find out if I am able to help you with whatever health or well-being challenge you are facing at the moment, and if these Ayurvedic practices and principles will help you. And if that's not quite for you just yet, head over to this video over here where I share with you the first principle on an earlier, lighter dinner and why that is so important to improving your health. I'll see you soon. Bye.